What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome to my review of No More Heroes 3 on the Nintendo Switch. I'm essentially going to be talking about the game on different aspects from the story, presentation, gameplay, then of course my final verdict, and hopefully you guys enjoy playing the game as much as I enjoyed playing it myself, because No More Heroes 3 is absolutely insane, and that is a good thing, not a bad thing. But there are a few things that I want to talk about in terms of negatives with the game, but the overall experience is just something that needs to be experienced, especially if you're a No More Heroes fan. So let's go ahead and start off here first, guys, with the story of it. Travis is older. It's like 10 years later. He's married. He's got some kids. He's got all sorts of stuff that's kind of going on. So it's a bit later in the timeline. Now, do you need to play No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2 and Travis Strikes Again to play No More Heroes 3? No, but if you did play those games, you're definitely going to get a bit more enjoyment out of the story with certain characters. Now, this is a non-spoiler review, so I won't be going anything past the first couple bosses or so, but let me tell you something right now. The story's crazy. It is all over the place. There are characters from here and there. There is stuff that's returning. There is just all sorts of stuff going on. But essentially, there's this little space alien that crash lands on Earth. He imbues these magical powers, these alien powers on a kid. The kid uses that to build his empire when it comes to a multi-glomerate, different types of business. That alien comes back multiple years later, decades later, and is a little bit of a bad boy. Not even a little bit, a lot bit of a bad person, breaking out of prison and everything, but he's there to conquer Earth. So essentially, that's how this whole story kind of plays out there. And in order to have some type of order within it to where the aliens just don't wipe out everybody in the world, Sylvia has organized the Assassin Association so where Travis has a chance against these aliens, and he must once again cut, slice, and dice his way to the top of the board, the Assassin's rankings. And man, are you going to do that within the story. There are twists, there are turns, there are just so many things that I loved about it. So I can't say enough about, for returning fans, or heck, even if you're just getting into it the first time, you're going to be on a trip. It is a roller coaster ride throughout this whole thing, and that's a good thing for the most part. Now, let's get into the presentation of the game, because I think this is where some of the hits come to this game. While it does have a nice, sleek look at times, like for example, when you're fighting against a space alien, when you're out there with your armored suit and everything, that actually looks really good, and the performance is really good. It's 60 frames per second there. Or even when you're fighting some of the enemies in the defense missions, it's actually pretty smooth. Or even the boss battles, very smooth, nice, clean look to it. So I can't really complain too much about the frame rate or about the graphics when you're in the battles, when you're there. Unfortunately, the world, or I would say like the open world with Travis on his motorcycle, leaves a bit more to be desired. All of the same models when it comes to people walking around. There are just empty vistas half the time, and while the frame rate definitely was improved upon the launch of the game, it does leave a little bit to be desired when it comes down to it. But Santa Destroy and all the other different areas that you go to definitely feel just a bit dead at times. I mean, yes, there's stuff to do around in there, but it just feels a bit dead. But that doesn't mean it isn't fun to zip around on Travis's motorcycle and do side quests, which there's a bunch of to do in there, and also to take part in some of the other festivities that they have going on there, and also some of the little things that you can do, callbacks to other games and to popular media. All of that is all there, but definitely the graphics in the open world and also the graphics just doing certain things definitely leave a little bit to be desired overall. But I am happy to report that the graphics when it comes to the in battles are very good, and also the frame rate holds up extremely well. But there are a few dips in that open world and everything. But presentation wise, that's where No More Heroes is probably at its weakest, in the open world. Outside of that, the game actually performs really well, and I'm very happy with the frame rate when it comes to the battles, when it comes to the boss battles and everything. That is stable for the most part from what I played, so I think fans are going to be happy with that from a presentation standpoint. Also, the different types of outfits that you can pick, all the little things that you can do with your cat inside the house, playing with the cat, also petting the cat, talking to John, taking pictures, like all that stuff is really cool. So presentation wise and what you can do, very good when it comes down to it. And the music, oh my gosh, the music is very good. Some of the stuff that happens with the music in the game, how they intertwine it with the gameplay, is just genius, and it only can come from the mind of Suda, this madman, when it comes down to it. So you're gonna have to play it yourself, but trust me, you'll know what I'm talking about when you do certain things. The sushi stands, which I've already talked about before. Also, some of the boss battles have some great musical stuff kind of mixed into it. So I'm very, very happy with the presentation overall, although it does leave a little bit to be desired with the open world and a little bit of the frame rate and the graphics there, just the emptiness of some of the different worlds you go to, the character models when it comes to the NPCs all being pretty much the same outside of a few of the main characters in there. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but overall it's not too bad. I didn't get too bad of a taste in my mouth when I was playing through everything. Let's talk about the most important thing here, guys, and that is gameplay. No More Heroes 3 excels in the gameplay. There's a lot of cool stuff. Like I said, it's 60 frames per second. It's very smooth. It's very fluid. It's very fun. There's a lot of variety with certain things that you do. You have this cool death glove, right? And that gives you 4 different abilities to where you can force push people, you can slow down time, you can kick people, drop kick them right in the face, and you can also hit them with multiple different laser beams to combo up and just rack up huge combo counts, 100, 200, maybe even more depending on everything. So I do love that about it. Now the beam katana, Bloodberry, is back and slicing and dicing, and it feels so good to just slash it up. The slashes have a little bit of a crunch to them, and then when you do your killing blows, that feels just as good as ever. The wrestling moves feel just as good as ever, and I'm happy to report if you're playing it with the Pro Controller or if you're playing it with the motion controls, it works just as well. If you have motion, you're just going to have to just do the motion on the prompts to do that, and you'll be able to kill people. Or if you have the regular controls, you're playing handheld or you're playing with the Pro Controller, you just move the sticks in that direction. So that returns from No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. So the controls in there are very smooth and very good. So I do enjoy that quite a bit about it. Now you can also power up Travis and that death glove. You can get different junk after you beat enemies, and you can use that junk to create chips to put in that death glove to get you buffs and bonuses like more damage or more slowdown time, or help even find items in the open world. So that's actually a really good thing. And you can also power up Travis himself. You can get more battery power for your beam katana, because as you use the katana, it runs out of the battery and then you have to charge it up. So you can power that up. You can power up his attack in terms of how much damage Travis does from the base level. And you can also give Travis more health. So if you're having trouble beating a certain boss or beating certain enemies, or if it's taking you too long, you can power Travis up. Now, Travis also has access to a number of different moves that you can unlock as well with Wesson, which is world-ending supernova that you get from beating bosses, that you also get from doing certain side quests and everything. So there's a multitude of things to learn and things to do when it comes to the gameplay in the game. It's smooth, it's fast, the level's there, the progression is there, and I like all of that. However, I felt there was one thing that was left to be desired when it comes to the gameplay, and that was a bit more animations and combos that you could learn. It would have been nice if they had a bit more of a combo tree with his abilities. Now, there are some variations that you can do. You have your jump attacks. You also have your strong charge attacks. You have your rapid fire jabs that you can do. Plus, you have all the different stuff that I already talked about with the death glove and the wrestling moves and the killing blows. So there is variety in that, but it would have been nice to have at least maybe 5 or 6 different combo strings that have a variety of different button inputs that give you a different animation on screen. So more to, like, let's say Astral Chain or Bayonetta or Devil May Cry, where you just have tons of different combo chains that you can do. It seems like Travis is a little bit limited, and they wanted you to focus on the death glove and the wrestling moves and some of the other things, and didn't want to confuse the player too much. But I just feel that there isn't enough there. You essentially get one different combo string with the rapid jabs that you do have, which is really good because it's a guaranteed knockdown. So you're going to need that when you fight against some of the sub bosses and tougher enemies. So that's good, but it would have been nice to have a few more combo strings in there. Now, from my testing, there are some like hidden combo strings with the power attacks, because you use Y to do a regular fast attack, then X to do a power attack. So there are some different animations that you can get, but they don't tell you in there. You have to kind of just figure it out yourself, and you can't really buy any other ones outside of that one that I told you with the rapid jab. So it would have been nice if they included maybe just a few more that you can buy. So that's just one of my complaints that I do have with the gameplay. Now, outside of that, like I stated before, man, the combat is smooth, the combat is fun, the boss battles are innovative, the game is unique when it comes down to it, and there's no other game that's like this game out there, honestly. Like, I can't say enough about it. But I wanted to get the final verdict here because I know some of you guys like to just hear about games and talk about them. So if you're good with that, then you can stop the video right here. All right, I've already talked about it. You guys know how I feel, but I did want it to give a final verdict and also a score for those who feel that it needs that as well. Now, if you look at everything this game encompasses, overall playtime, replay value, what it offers, there's a lot of stuff. There is harder difficulty levels, there's easier difficulty levels, there's replaying bosses, there's powering up, there's all sorts of stuff. So you can spend as little time that you want in this game or more time if you want, if you're looking for a challenge. Now, on my first playthrough, I did play the spicy difficulty, so it was a 20-hour plus with all the different side quests and doing everything. So it was definitely a beefy experience there. So replay value is there as well, because you do unlock another difficulty level after you beat the game. So it's all there. Plus you can replay for better junk to get better materials, so you can upgrade your death glove and your weapons and your power-ups and everything. So it's all there. I think that it's worth it when it comes down to the game. So my overall score for No More Heroes 3 is a solid 8 out of 10. I think that the game does the story fantastic, the voice acting is good, the characters is good, the setup is awesome, the weirdness is fun, there's all sorts of little secrets thrown in there, Easter eggs for people to uncover. However, that open world definitely leaves a little bit to be desired, and also they could have added a few more combo trees with the unlocks in order to make a little bit more variety with the animations of the combos. But that still doesn't take away from this experience being absolutely incredible. So final score 8 out of 10, and I do recommend the game, especially if you're a No More Heroes fan. If you've played 1 or 2, or if you've liked the series in the past, I highly recommend to pick this one up on the Nintendo Switch. So those are my thoughts on No More Heroes 3 for the Nintendo Switch. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. I've got a Twitter page. Go and give me a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.